gosh, just jump in and do it. Don't be scared. It's okay to not finish one of your sets. And I think, when you're just starting out and you think, oh my gosh, I just can't, or you burn out, that's okay. And that's not losing, that's winning. And it's okay. And it will get easier. Actually, it won't get easier, but you will get stronger.
You will get stronger.
It won't get easier.
That weight will get easier, but the next weight won't get easier.
Right? Don't be limited also by thinking that you're just a beginner. If you see a program that you really want to jump in with or a coach, just adjust your weight.
Time to hit the gym, better do it smart. Get your own coach, there where you are. Start the day right, there in your home. With the smartest gym in the world, ready, set, go. Smart handle, smart bar, smart training, there you are. Customizing it right, AI, form advice. Superset will show you what it's all about. It's a total workout.
Welcome to the Superset Podcast, episode 13. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe. Hi.
Hi.
It's been a nice, lazy Sunday.
It has.
Not to be confused with the SNL short video featuring Andy Samberg. Sorry.
I don't know what just happened.
I went off on a tangent.
Oh, okay.
We record real spoilers on Sundays, and so I'm still in my pop culture mindset.
You're always in your pop culture mindset.
My fitness mindset.
Would you prefer?
I love that. So what I'm going to have to remember to do is when we post these on our website, they also, there's a transcript.
Yeah.
So I want to go look and see how they spelled.
That actually is a good question.
Yeah, so.
Sorry to the editors. I am very curious how you spell.
So that'll be fun to watch.
It will, actually.
So what do you have in store for people this week?
We are going to talk about the new features that have landed on Tonal. We're going to talk about the new content and a couple of the Tonal Talks that have recently occurred. We're going to touch on those as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, before we get to all that, shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find us. While you're there, be sure and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you want to swing on by and leave a review from wherever you're getting your podcast from, that would be awesome as well.
Definitely.
And you can also keep up with us in between episodes by swinging on by the Facebook. Maybe you've heard of it, facebook.com/Superset Podcast. And it's a great place to stay on top of things in between shows.
Yeah, so, definitely.
I guess there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
New tonal features.
There's a brand new feature on your tonal.
There is.
Called Smart Flex.
Yeah, I was watching. You got
distracted by the video I'm playing. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can watch us as we talk about this.
Yeah, and it is a really cool new feature. So Tonal is able to do things that traditional weights cannot. And Smart Flex, I think, might be the most exciting because it's something that like nothing else out there can do.
Right.
And what it is as you go through the strength curve of a move, okay, there's an eccentric motion and a concentric motion.
Okay, a what? You can't say that.
I just did.
Oh, concentric.
Concentric.
Okay, go on, as you were.
And as you're going through that curve, you have moments where you're a little bit weaker and where you're a little bit stronger throughout that curve. I'm not even going to try to pretend that I can explain to you where you're your strongest and weakest on that curve, but it's not a straight arc, or an arc is not straight.
Right.
It's not a perfectly designed arc.
Right.
It moves.
Right.
And if you were watching the YouTube channel, you would see me wiggling.
Waving.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is that the Tonal has the ability with the Smart Flex feature to be able to figure out where you are on that curve and adjust the weights accordingly. So let's say that you're at the part of the move that is the hardest. It would adjust the weights to the lowest of your range.
Okay.
If you're at the easiest point of the move, it would adjust the weight to the hardest part. And then there's like 1,000 little changes in between.
So it's basically like it's constantly adjusting. So you're doing the most you can do, but not overtaxing you to the point where like your form will get bad, or like It's going to help you do it right, but do it at max weight for your current fitness level.
That's right.
Did I get that right?
You did,
Look
actually.
at that.
And the interesting thing is that I've tried it. I haven't done the program because we'll get to that later. But there is a workout that a one-off workout that you can do that tries this. And it is so fascinating because I felt worked out in a completely different way.
Yeah.
I was tired in more places. Like, I have no idea how, but somehow it works more of your muscles.
Yeah.
In a complete way. It's fascinating.
And it seems like it would be a good thing for people that like, especially people that are like, I just want to do this and be done with it.
Yes.
Right. And they don't want to waste any time. Like it's maximizing efficiency. It sounds like from a little bit I can surmise.
I think it also would be maximizing for people who lift heavy all the time.
Yeah, maybe they're kind of almost maxed out, and
right.
They're at the end of the bell curve where the gains are so incremental
that they might slow down.
Right.
Because one way that you can increase the gain that you get from a move is to slow it down and do a slower repetition.
Okay.
And like hold it for a second. And I think you would really get a lot of benefit out of this Smart Flex ability by doing that. By slowing down the moves.
Right.
And on the workout that I did, it was I could see the numbers moving if I did the movement slow.
Yeah, I was going to say it almost sounds like it almost kind of tricks you into going slower, because if you go too fast, it's not going to keep up while it adjusts the weight. So if you want it to do what it's supposed to do, you almost have to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and then you're automatically getting more time under tension,
right? Which
is always a bonus when you're doing weights.
Because if there's anything we've learned in 2020, it's you want more time under tension.
That's a different kind of tension. Okay. I, for one, would like to say that 2020 can give us a break at any time.
We've had plenty of time under tension.
We really have.
Yes.
We really, really have. But this is a super exciting new weight mode. And one thing that I really want to know more about is, like, should you be using it on every move? You know, because like, how do you pair? You can't use this with a program that uses chains or uses eccentric mode. I mean, you could use them together, but I don't know which one's winning out.
Right.
I don't know what the
it's like you're
usefulness.
pitting the machine against itself.
Exactly.
It'll just start smoking. Don't you?
No, it won't. Don't say
smoking.
that. It won't. The machine is fine.
But yeah, like something's going to win out though. And
exactly.
So what'll it be? But I guess the machine knows and it'll figure it out.
I guess so.
Right?
I'm just curious from a behind the scenes aspect.
Totally.
Like, and what it's doing to your muscle. What are you getting the most bang for the buck? Like, to your point earlier,
right.
Like this seems like a really good feature for people who want to get their workout done and be done. So like, is that more efficient than chains or eccentric mode? Is it using both of them together? Those are the types of questions I have.
Yeah.
So
it almost sounds like it's better too for people that like want to work at max efficiency, but also don't want to struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and I mean, really, you shouldn't be struggling. You should be tired at the end of a set. You should probably like go to the point of exhaustion, depending on your goals, but you shouldn't like not
be able to complete something.
Yeah. And like you said, with the form, that's a big issue.
And if you want to find out even more about Smart Flex, there was a Tonal Talk on Wednesday.
There was. And to be completely transparent, I have not watched it yet.
Okay.
So all of the questions I just brought up,
they might have been answered.
Might have been addressed there.
And it wasn't the most recent Wednesday. It was October 21st.
Yeah. It was the day that it actually, this all launched.
Right.
It was that day. And so I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But my understanding is that Brandt from the designing, I don't know if he's from the design team, but he had a lot to do with this whole thing.
Gotcha.
And he's a pretty smart guy. So he was on the Tonal Talk. So I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fascinating feature.
It really is. I am absolutely fascinated by it because there's just nothing else like that. You can't, it is impossible to do this with dumbbells.
Yeah, you can't replicate it with just traditional physical weights. And
I don't think, and you can't even do it with like a standard machine either. Like there's nothing out there that can do this.
And I think that's one of the fascinating things about Tonal as it grows and gets more mature as a system of just like seeing how their minds work in terms of figuring out like, well, wait, we don't have to lift weights the way we've always lifted weights. We can do it differently. We can have the machine adjust and,
That's what makes the whole industry kind of fascinating, connected fitness as a whole. That's the industry I mean, because there's so many different new products that are coming out in the next 12 months that are saying that they can do similar things to Tonal, that they're able to lift weights in your home with a screen.
Right.
But everybody is going about that in a slightly different way.
Right.
And I think that it is just going to continue to be fascinating to watch because Tonal obviously has the first to market.
Yeah.
They're able to keep coming up with new things while everyone else is still trying to get theirs out to market.
Yeah.
Or to make changes to catch up. They're ahead.
And they are certainly not treating the product like, and we're done.
Thank goodness.
We built a Tonal and now here it is. And let's sell that for the next 30 years. Like a Bowflex.
That's right. And to add to that, the community is helping to build it because, the Feature Fridays aren't just for looks. Like they're out there. And some of the things that have happened in the last month have been as a direct result of those Feature Fridays.
Yeah.
So there's a poll on Facebook. I believe it's every week. But then like at the end of the month, they take up all the ideas and they put them into one poll. And then you're supposed to vote on your top 3. And then from that top 3, things happen. So, people should interact and make sure that they're going to that. And when they have ideas, go to the Facebook, the official Tonal community, and tell people that they love it.
And while we're talking about Tonal Talks, there was another one on October 28th. Where Kate talked to Rochelle Martin.
Yes. And the interesting thing is that Tonal is officially 2 years old. So they celebrated their second anniversary in October. And this Tonal Talk was all about the direction that the community is going to be heading. So my understanding where it's been and where it's heading.
Right.
Because I love to get little scoops. I'm always focused on what's coming.
Yeah.
So that's why I focus on that. This is another one that people want to check out. You can find it over on the official Tonal Facebook page, or you can find it on Tonal's YouTube page. And of course, you can find it at the Superset. But the point is that it was talking about, hey, here's all the cool things we've done as a community. Here are some things that are coming up. So some things that you can look forward to in the future are they're talking about ways that they can be even more interactive with the community. For example, will there be additional Facebook groups that kind of break down into smaller subsets so that people can have and the ability and the chance to have even more connection with each other, because people keep giving the feedback that that's what they want. They're looking for that interaction with people. They're looking for connection with people who are also using the Tonals. It sounds like we can also look for things like additional virtual group workouts. And I got the impression that there might be more coming with that entire feature as a whole, that they might be doing some things with that because they kind of wanted to see how people used it and now build from that.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. So take a listen if you haven't already.
And if you just can't get enough of Rochelle Martin, she was on an episode of The Clip Out.
What episode was it?
112.
Awesome. Thank you for looking that up because I wanted to mention that.
I have them all memorized.
Whoa, that's amazing.
I didn't look it up.
You are Rain Man. Wow. But yeah, you can hear all about Rochelle's story and specific to Peloton also. Yeah. So that's a great episode.
Yes, it is. And while we've segued from Smart Flex to Tonal Talks.
I have to say, Kate was also on the Superset. Did you look up that episode? I'm sorry. Do you have that one memorized?
Number 2.
Yes.
So there.
You look as surprised as I am.
Well, I had a 1 in 13 chance. And
that's fair.
I knew she wasn't on this one, so I had a 1 in 12 chance. And I knew she wasn't on the last one, so now I'm down to 1 in 11. And I knew she wasn't on the first one, so I'm not on a 1 in 10.
Okay, I get the point. I get the point. All right.
Just explain.
So you can hear it from Kate as well.
Also, absolutely. And then speaking of Kate,
Yes.
she was just reunited with her tonal.
She was.
Guess they had a bit of a spat.
Well, sometimes people and their machines go their different ways. But for real, she moved. And so she had to be separated from her tonal. And she's been like using other people's tonals in the meantime. And so she was.
In regular times, she could probably be like, well, I'll just use the one at work. But
right.
She can't probably go into work.
Well, I think that they are going into work because they're filming there. But I don't know like where she lives.
But they're probably not sharing a machine if they can avoid it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what all the rules are. COVID's such a weird time, right?
Yeah.
But she was reunited, and that is the important thing. And so now she'll be able to more easily record her Tuesday tonal tips, which are very helpful. And and she will be able to host some virtual group workouts, which I am very much looking forward to. So send her a congrats that she has her baby back. That's what she called it, her baby.
Now I got that theme from Chili stuck in my head.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Ribs. Of course it went to food for me.
Of course. Pop culture, food.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Kind of your two settings.
Yeah, there's really only there's one third setting, but you don't want to hear me talk about
it. I would just make it get deleted.
New tonal content.
We now have shoulder strength with Coach Jackson, if you're nasty. If you're going to remember my nicknames from the last one.
He prefers Action Jackson.
Okay.
So I'm just going to keep throwing that out there.
If he's listening, he's probably like, oh, dear God, please don't let that stick. It's like I'm trying so hard to make Action Jackson a thing.
Yeah, because like he always does like this like Action Jackson. So like Action Jackson, if you're nasty, just it doesn't have the same.
You've mixed the pop culture references.
I mean, I know that. I'm saying
it's not good. You want one or the other.
So back to the
topic at hand.
There's a new program.
Yes.
And this one I'm very interested in this. I have not looked at all of the movements, but I'm curious about it because it's 4 days a week and it's all about building strong functional shoulders. So it's using pressing movements in every workout. So when I hear things like that, like the shoulder one or a recent one that Coach Pablo had that was all about squats, I get nervous because I'm like, are they going to overwork those muscle groups? I mean, these guys know what they're doing.
I was going to say, they do it for a living.
I know they do.
I think you're going to be okay.
I know, but my fear, like it becomes a fear-based thing, and then I start to like push it away because my brain is conditioned to make excuses,
right?
And this would be an example of it. And so I'm just being transparent with the people. I cannot be the only person that goes through these thought processes.
So what are you afraid about? That you're not going to be able to use your shoulders, or
no? I'm afraid that like it will be too hard because shoulder workouts, they are really hard for me. Like one of the moves that's on the tonal that I know it's really good for me, it's front raises. And so you're supposed to stand facing away from the machine, and you use the two handles and you pull them up so that they're right in front of you. Okay. So the thing is that like I can't just like go straight up with my arms. I kind of have to like try Tyrannosaurus Rex a little, you know?
Yeah.
And so like an entire 4 day a week workout built around that scares the crap out of me.
I wonder if that would be an easier move for you with flex mode.
Oh, that's a good question.
How about that?
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Throwing out ideas.
Yeah, I like that. So I am curious about this workout, though. I'm sure there are other moves besides just shoulder moves because they are very good about balancing that.
It's just that's going to be focused on.
Like every day, there's going to be a shoulder move, but there's also at least a shoulder move, but there's also going to be legs and stuff in there too. Yeah. So other great workouts that are coming up. They just released a new yoga power balance workout. Now that sounds really intriguing to me because power yoga tends to be super energizing.
Okay.
It's like really high-paced yoga. And
It's
then
counterintuitive. I don't think of yoga as high paced.
there's a lot of different types of yoga.
Yeah.
So that I understand that, because the traditional yoga that used to be everybody did was the slow flow.
The kind of stuff you'd see on PBS.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so power yoga is more like intense, a lot
Gotcha.
more sweating involved for me anyway. But this one, when I hear power balance, that's even more fascinating, because how do
like
you...
every rose has its thorn, home sweet home.
No. Power balance.
Oh, those are, I thought you said power ballads.
No.
Oh,
No, but I understand.
sure.
Balance, like a balance beam.
Okay.
And so...
Like Star Trek. Like beam me up, Scotty.
So so it's interesting though, because you're taking on a whole series of balance postures. So I'm curious how you take power and move quickly, but also taking on balance postures which move slowly.
Yeah.
So curious.
Maybe they throw something at you.
Maybe like through the trainer.
Yeah,
They're
they just throw something at you and they're like, quick balance, dodge this.
Maybe. And then there's another new one.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can do power balance yoga.
Would you like to try it, Tom?
No.
Okay.
I was just another pop culture reference.
Oh, was it?
That was from the movie Dodgeball.
Oh.
He would throw wrenches at them and they'd be like, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I think I've seen that movie and I didn't even come close to recognizing that. So then there's also the new high intensity workout, full body conditioning with Coach Gabby. I don't know about everybody else out there listening. I'm not even going to bother addressing this to you, Tom, because I know you don't care.
Sure.
But I could use some full body conditioning. It's it's always good to do a workout that hits on everything. So this looks like it's got alternating upper and lower body movements and lots of core. So that's a good one. And then there were some new family fitness, kids camp, animal adventure with Coach Allison. So it's a full body beginner and helps your kids stay active. So that's awesome. I love that. Another new exciting thing is I saw the other day that Coach Jared just wrapped up. It hasn't even announced when it's going to hit the trainer, but he just wrapped up his next 4-week program. It's called Push and Pull Power. So it's designed to break plateaus and get you fully integrated into the learn, earn, and burn method. So I am super curious about that one because pushing and pulling, there is a workout. There is a specific move on the Coach Pablo program that I've been doing, the Radical Muscle Rock, and it's a push and pull move.
Okay.
And you use... I'm not even going to try to explain it to you. It's really complex, but if you guys haven't done it, it's on the trainer. It's the first time this move has come up, and it's like you're using both arms. One arm is pushing, one arm is pulling. I'm not going to try to explain how the trainer arms go, but it's a thing, and it's really cool. And I felt
Sounds confusing.
Well, I mean, the first time you do it, you have to kind of like, where's my arm go? Where does this arm go? But once you got it, it's fine.
I had that trouble the first time too.
Moving right along. And then I'm super excited, of course, as I talked earlier about the Smart Flex. There's a whole new program with Coach Nicolette. It's all about the Smart Flex. So it's a program that is specific to the Smart Flex. Coach Nicolette did that. She also did a one-off workout called the new Smart Flex Blast with Coach Nicolette. So I'm excited
that's great,
to try.
Though, like for people that want to try it, but maybe they're in another program,
Yeah.
they don't want to ditch that program, and they don't have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks to.
That is exactly
shot.
what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for those of you who enjoyed the dance cardio, my understanding is there are some more dance cardio classes that dropped. So definitely want to check those out. And if you didn't see them already, they had the new family fitness, the trick or treat classes with Coach Pablo.
And then finally, I know people are always looking for more stuff in the boutique.
Yes.
And there will be more stuff in the boutique.
There will. There's going to be a fall drop coming very soon, according to Kate, and a restock on the T-locks, which people get very excited about.
What are T-locks?
T-locks are the little things that like allow you to plug the weight into the machine.
Okay.
But you can use those with other weights that exist out there. So you might need the T-locks for other weights that you pick up aftermarket.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was like you trying to like come up with a hip new thing to call like a tank top or something. Thought you're trying to be all, got to restock on the T-locks. And I was like, honey, you're trying way too hard. Like, dial it down. Like, we're just not. One more pop culture reference before we go. Quit trying to make fetch a thing.
Okay, I recognize that one, but I don't remember where it's from.
It's from Mean Girls.
Okay. But no, I was not trying to do that. T-locks are a thing.
It's what they're actually called.
It is.
You're not trying too hard to be cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So no specific dates, but keep an eye on the official Tonal community because that is where you will hear about it first. So, or here.
Checking in with the Tonal community.
So joining us today via the magic of ZoomTube is Diane Trantham. Hey, Diane, how's it going?
Hi, it's going great. How about you?
Good. Normally I say thank you for taking time to join us, but I'm like, you teach 8th graders, so this has to be a step in the right direction, I would think. Like any moment away from 8th graders, I'll take it.
It sounds like you really enjoy it, though.
Yes.
I do. Yes.
You have to.
Yeah,
right? Like
you do.
Yeah.
It takes a special person to be able to enjoy middle schoolers. So thank you on behalf of the fact that we have middle schoolers to be able to teach them because they can be pains in the butt.
Yeah.
Look, we all can.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I'm sure that my students could possibly feel the same way about me, although I don't know. We try to make it as fun as possible. So take advantage of the situation, or at least not take advantage of the situation, but make it the best.
Right. Yeah, take it. I mean, it's a weird year, as we were talking about. Yep. So it's great that you're able to take lemons and make the lemonade.
Sure.
And we knew that you'd be a guest that already knows how to use Zoom. So
you're like an expert. We could have you teach some of our other guests how to use it because you use it all the time.
Yes. Very much. Zoom and Google Meet, and we can interchange them and all kinds of things. Yes.
So how did you originally find Tonal?
So originally we found Tonal through the Peloton groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember there was somebody had posted looking for advice comparing the mirror and the Tonal.
Okay.
So, and so we were kind of comparing those two, but we already had cardio down. Like we've got that.
Yeah, because you guys have Peloton. You have the bike.
Yes.
Do you have? Do you guys have the tread? I can't remember.
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
But still, the bike is like plenty of cardio.
It's a lot of cardio. Well, plus too, you have all of those, all of the content that's on the app. So I can take it around the neighborhood. I can take it on trails. We can run. We can do all kinds of things. So I felt like that was kind of taken care of. And heads up, we're really, really waiting on the rower. But so we have a space prepared for that. I just have faith that that's coming. So we knew we had that, but we were really looking with being the mom of 3 boys, and they're loving their weight training class at school. And then suddenly,
that's awesome.
Of course, we've had it for, since about December of last year. But I know that they love that. And also I know that I don't want to pay a gym membership for them.
Totally.
Yeah.
So lots of different reasons, but that's how we originally found it. I just knew that weight training was the way to go. That's where we wanted to focus.
I would think there's also got to be a comfort in that if your kids are using it, that you're not just setting them loose in the gym with a bunch of free weights and they're doing God knows what.
Right.
And they hurt themselves because they don't know what they're doing. We're here. It's like you got a personal trainer for each one of them, so they can go on that journey in a very directed manner instead of just lifting a bunch of weights.
Right. And that's kind of how I felt for me. Like, the reason I've never lifted weights in a gym is because I don't know what I'm doing and I will look silly. They will laugh at me.
But even if people don't outwardly laugh at you, because I feel the same way when I go into a gym, although I have to say no one ever has. I just feel like they're going to.
Yes.
But it's very intimidating in a weight room. I mean, all that testosterone and because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know, should I use the 10 pound? Should I use the 15? Like, you just don't know. And you kind of need some space to figure that out.
Right.
But since you feel intimidated, it's hard to feel comfortable taking up that space to do the investigative work you need to do.
Agreed. And so, I was always so jealous of those people who were able to go to the gym and have their own little personal trainer. That would be the only way that I could be really successful with that. So I was really, really excited about the whole system, lifting heavy. Now, here's one thing though, legit had me concerned. And if I was concerned about this, I'm sure other people are concerned about
Absolutely.
this. Although it is a great big myth, I've discovered that, if you lift heavy, you're going to look like a bodybuilder. Like looking like a bodybuilder takes a whole lot of work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
And also, if it was that easy to look like a bodybuilder,
There would be lots of people
a
that
lot
look
more
like
people
that.
would look like bodybuilders.
right.
Yeah.
So I was always concerned about heavy lifting and things like that. And now I love it. Like, it
'Cause
makes me feel so good.
Yes, yes. Does it make you feel strong? Like
Yes.
yes, I just did that.
Yes. It's amazing how it makes you feel. Like, cardio, gives you all those endorphins and those are wonderful and things, but you also get that from weight training. And that was unexpected. I love it.
So, did you said you had never lifted weights at a gym. Had you ever lifted like weights on your own or like done anything at home? Because like you use Peloton, so I didn't know if you ever used any of like the strength training programs that they have.
So I did. And I guess I was, okay, full disclosure.
I love full disclosure.
Full
Yes,
disclosure,
those are the best.
I'm getting old. And so and I am also a teacher. And do you know what kids notice when you write on a board? The arm that is swinging. You keep writing and the thing you stop writing and it's still swinging. And I thought, there's no way that this is going to happen to me. And so, yes. So I would definitely do rides with the arms built in, but I kind of felt like I needed to do a little bit more,
Sure.
that just wasn't, it was just one of those things like, yes, that's great, but I think I need more. And we had other weight training machines, I guess you would say, like benches and stuff like that. But again, I didn't know what I was doing. So,
Right, you're backing out knowing. Yeah.
Right. And so while I do love that, the strength training on Peloton, I think this just kind of ups the ante a little bit.
I agree because I feel like having somebody guide you through a program takes that guesswork out of it. And then having the machine tell you, no, these are the weights you need to use also takes the guess out of it. Because when I have tried to do weights before, it kind of depends on the day, like what I grab. Like if I'm feeling like, super confident, I might grab a 15 or a 20. But if I'm feeling like, oh, I don't feel so good today, or I'm a little sore,
Right.
suddenly I'm using a 10 pound. I'm on the 8 and the 10 pound, and maybe that's not what I really need. And I never knew what I needed. I didn't even know how to tell what I needed.
Right. Or even number of reps in a set. Like, I don't know. It takes the guesswork out. It's so amazing. And
I would think even what move to make.
right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I would probably do everything to avoid an overhead press. I would probably never make myself do that ever. And that's the
Amen.
one thing I need to for that whole very reason of the arm swing. But I really dislike them so much. So when they show up in a program, I'm only doing it because my trainer's telling me to.
Right.
Yep.
Yes, that in burpees and mountain climbers. Which do you hate more,
Well-
mountain climbers or burpees?
Oh, burpees for sure.
Really?
Yes, I will do mountain climbers all day long before I will do burpees or burps. Come to find out, those are two different moves. Who knew?
I know, right? Right? Who knew? I thought people just had a lot of gas when they were
I'm like,
burping.
I remember the first time I saw it in the lineup, and I'm like, so what? I thought it
I
was
know,
a Pablo
right? Did
trick.
you think it was
Is that a typo?
I thought it was a typo.
Yeah.
I was like, what's a burp?
I can't do burpees. I'm really good at Slurpees. Like I
Oh,
do two
I
or
love
three of those in a
Slurpees.
sitting. I know,
Slurpees
right?
are so good.
They are. Do you
They're
know in
so
Georgia
good.
we don't have 7-Eleven, so we have no Slurpees?
What?
I know.
What do you probably have like ices though, right? Is that what you guys have?
Snow
no,
cones?
Yeah, maybe.
Snow
They're
cones aren't the same thing,
You
though.
would think that you would have any we have our own little things that are kind of like that, but nothing replaces a Slurpee. It's just
Wow.
not the same.
Yeah.
I'm very sad
Especially
for you.
it's warm down there. You have more need than ever
I know.
for a Slurpee.
I know.
Oh, that's,
So there you go.
that is
So,
terrible.
that's a side note.
I'm gonna start a 501c3 to help them out.
I think that's a good
They
idea.
would never. They'd never get it, Tom. You'd just eat all the Slurpees on their way
Slurpees.
there.
You're like, why does the CEO of this charity always have headaches? No reason. No reason at all.
So then, okay. So since you do Peloton, you do lots of cardio. How are you balancing weights and cardio. What do you do? What's a week look like for you for tonal and your cardio?
Well, a week when I'm off looks a whole lot better than a week when I'm working, but and I only say that because we're on fall break this week, so you may see me more on the leaderboard. But generally speaking, when I first started out, when I first got the tonal, my plan was to lift and then hop on the bike, and I learned real quick that that's probably not going to happen a lot because they are truly full body workouts. You get your cardio and things in. So typically what I'll do is on my rest days, I don't know if that's good or not, but typically, so most recently I did, I'll do a 4-day-a-week program. And so I'll either alternate days if like we're having an overhead press day the next day, or I'm just teasing. But anytime that I have a break in the program, I'll hop on the bike.
That's awesome.
Or I
That's
take a
good.
walk,
Yeah.
or I do something, but I try to do something, to balance both. But it's when you're a mom and you've got kids and you're working and stuff, that's one of the key things that is so hard. But the best thing about it is right up here it's in my sitting area in my bedroom, actually. So you can put it anywhere. I mean, I've got it. It's our workout area. And so I'm just glad I don't have to travel. I don't have travel time, which is huge.
Because that can make a 20-minute workout happen, or a half-hour workout happen that never would have before.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you had to travel to go to a gym, it's just like there's your travel time right there. It just takes it out.
Absolutely. I mean, it's made this year really, really tolerable.
In every way.
And I think that's the best you can hope for this year.
It is.
Right? That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I do too.
2020, thumbs down.
Yes, I know. I cannot believe we
star.
stayed up till midnight and shouted Happy New Year. If we could take it back, we would.
I know. That's why you shouldn't do that.
I think I have a new tradition of not doing that anymore.
Yeah. You should only say happy you should be say happy to the end of the year.
Yeah.
The beginning of the year hasn't done shit yet. And it doesn't deserve our love.
This year, I'm celebrating 2020 out.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yes.
I'm staying up to see it. Goodbye.
Yes,
No more of you.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Kick it.
So
Gonna kick it in the ass on the way out the door.
that's right. And, we were able to, we kind of did because it was just an odd year and we had the whole quarantine going on and no one was leaving, but we do have really good neighbors that we kind of quarantined together with, and where they went, we went, so that nobody was, exposing anybody. And so they would come over and work out as well. And it was just great.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
really
so awesome.
And that's a nice little side hustle. What were you charging them?
I know, right? We should have.
But the goodwill that you earned.
The next time they show up, new policy. Where's your membership card? And if you want to cancel, you have to notify us by
writing,
by certified mail within this 3-day window.
Exactly.
2 of which are federal holidays. Yeah, it's just like a gym.
Absolutely. That's funny.
So you also do the swag wagon, right?
I do. Yes, we do. We do.
Well, that's where I know you from.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I've seen you. We've been Peloton people forever. So like I've seen your store. So tell us about that. Do you sell clothes for like tonal people too?
That really hasn't happened much, actually. We are definitely.
Now she's like,
We definitely would. Yes. We would love to do things like that, but what we won't do is we won't knowingly rip off a trademark. Does that make sense? So we want to be really,
absolutely.
really careful about that. And so a lot about Tonal right now is that logo. And so that's
true.
That's something that we won't step out and do on our own, because that's not right.
Makes it difficult. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So
And I respect that.
Whenever Kate says, "Hey, Diane," I will say, "I've been waiting for this moment." But until
Kate,
then,
we hope you're listening.
what's that?
I said, Kate, we hope you're listening.
Yes. Yes. And Sagwagon just kind of happened by accident, actually. And that's kind of the beauty of the whole thing is, I was riding on my road bike with the app on a trainer. I mean, I was doing what I did. And at the time, I remember I was riding with Christine, and she said something, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is just amazing. And it really, it was just so much wisdom. So I took my little crafty, I don't even know what it was at that time, maybe a silhouette, I think. And I'm like, I'm putting that on my shirt. I'm going to remind myself of that. And then something happened, and it just went. So, right, because I guess I wasn't the only one who wanted to wear inspirational words. And so that's how that happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing stories about how people kind of just
stumble into something. Yeah, totally.
And then it becomes a passion. It's great because it's your way of being able to share what inspires you with other people. And I really like that. And I also like that you have such a variety of different kinds of things that you put out. Like it's not like that's all you do is sell T-shirts that have words on it. You also have workout clothes for anybody they can buy. You don't have to put any words on them if you don't want to.
Right.
And they're very reasonably priced. So that's very nice for people. Because not everybody wants to buy
$100
pair of leggings every time they want leggings.
That was my motivation. I thought, we need some reasonably priced items. So
I mean, I know every time she's like the boutique, and I was like, couldn't you go to a store? Like boutiques are way more expensive. Go to a store.
But they got to say Peloton.
I know. No, and don't get me wrong. I absolutely love that and will support absolutely the Peloton boutique. And I mean, they have some amazing things.
They do. And I'm glad that the Tonal boutique is starting to get more options.
Yes.
They have the different tank tops now and T-shirts that have different colors, and they have the logo on them. So it's nice to be able to share my love of Tonal as well. And I'm sure that they will have more variety in the future, and I can't wait for that.
Oh, me too. And I mean, their mug is really, really cool.
Yes, I love the mug. I love the mug.
Yes.
What would be cool is if they had that mug, and then as it got hot or cold, that the little thing, the little emblem that our weight thing is on would come on.
That would be awesome. Cool? That's a great idea.
That would be cool.
I like it.
Yes.
So what about when you've been using strength training, how do you feel that it's transformed your body, like doing strength as opposed to just doing cardio? Because I feel like it's different for everybody.
Right. Well, I'm going to go full disclosure.
Again?
Look,
double disclosure.
I know. Look, okay, so I should have probably just prefaced the whole thing with, I try to have a filter and I'm really trying hard. But sometimes you just have to say some things. And
Sure.
I'm building a butt.
The expression, anybody who just heard that and is not watching the YouTube needs to go watch the YouTube because your expression was priceless.
But I'm not kidding. I mean, it's okay because, and Pablo says, we are living in the time of the butt. So get yours. And
I do feel like every time I turn on the TV, I see more and more butts.
Butts are in right now.
They really
Butts
are.
are really in.
I didn't mean that way.
Oh,
just see lots of butts.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, I don't know. So I do notice that, but also, I am stronger. Okay, so I am 199% strength improved. 199. I mean,
wow.
I could round it up, but I'm waiting for the 200. So, I mean, that's just incredible.
It is incredible.
That's incredible. I can move a mini fridge all by myself. I don't have to have anybody do it for me anymore. Nope.
Pretty soon you'll be able to move a regular fridge.
Well, look, I should practice on my fridge, but I'll let you know when that happens. Hey, but
fantastic.
I just finished the dead on deadlift. And so I'm pretty.
How did you like that? I'm scared of that one. I am scared.
I was scared. Scared, but I think it was key in helping to build the butt.
Yeah.
Because of deadlift. And
right.
Can I just plug this for a second too? I love the new Muscle View. Or what do?
I
Oh, wait,
know,
wait, wait.
right?
Tom
I'm
calls
so
it-
glad that's
Tom
where they
calls it
went, because
the-
you went from butts to can I plug this for a second, and I
my
was
God,
like,
Tom.
what are we doing?
She's never going to let her kids listen to this now.
That's awesome. I'm so glad. Yes, that was awesome.
So the muscle view, or as
I
we
know,
call
I don't
it,
remember
little
what
guy
I was
front and back.
plugging.
Little guy front and back.
Little guy, that's it. It's a little guy front and back. But, you know, I love seeing where exactly I'm going to hurt the next day.
Right. And it's also very motivating at the end of your workout to see all of the different muscles you worked.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I did all of that. Because when you do a little bit at a time, it doesn't feel as impactful. And then seeing, oh, that entire workout, like you said before, it's truly a full body workout.
It really is.
So
yeah.
seeing that is amazing.
Yeah. Do not be afraid of dead on deadlift. I absolutely loved it, actually.
Really? So it wasn't just all lower body?
It's not.
Like,
No.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
very well proportioned. You've got your upper body, lower body. I love the lower body days because, again, my upper body strength is just not. I mean, I'm working on it though. It's way improved.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I hurt my back about maybe 2 months ago, and it was during a goblet squat. And so ever since then, I've been very nervous. And so I actually lowered my weights. And so my strength score kind of, hovers now. It hasn't gone up. It went up, but it's not. It was going up. And I had to adjust back down because I was afraid that my lower back wasn't strong enough in my core. I wasn't doing all the things that I needed to be doing.
Right.
So I backed off of that, but I guess that's one reason I'm kind of nervous about it, because I can do deadlifts and I can do squats and all that, but I'm just scared of having a program super focused on it because I'm afraid that it's going to hurt. I have it in my head.
Right.
Isn't that funny how you can get scared of something like that? And it's it's just working out. You can always stop.
Yeah, no, that's true. And you can always lower the weight.
Right.
It's like, no. Tonal says I can do this, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah, there's that too.
But you really can. And sometimes I have found too that as much as, I very reluctantly lower, but I'm like, if I'm not doing the move right, then I'm going to hurt myself. So there's no sense in cheating just so that they think I'm lifting more, because what's that?
Right.
I mean, that's.
And they say that. Who do we had one of the coaches on that was saying that was
I think it was Nicolette. I think it was
Yeah.
Coach Nicolette. Yeah, she was like, lower the weight
it's
if you
more
need to.
important to do the form properly than to hit a number on the weight. So
Right.
Right.
Because
you're doing the right thing.
yeah, exactly. Because in the end, you're only going to hurt yourself. You're only cheating yourself. They
Yeah.
don't.
Right.
They're not it's our score. They're not keeping a score of Diane lowered her weight today.
Right.
She gets in.
So she pays $52 next month.
Exactly. But I will say too that Pablo talks a lot about hinging in that program.
Okay.
And I think it's to remind you of how you should move your back so that it doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
It was really good.
That's good to know. I'm currently doing I'm actually doing a Pablo program. It's the Radical Muscle Rock.
Ooh, how is
I think
that? I
that's
was
what-
looking at that one.
I love it. I love it because I just got done doing muscle building burnout with Coach Jackson, and day 3 of that one made me want to cry because of the legs. Legit, the very first week I did it, I couldn't finish all of the moves, and so I was scared of the leg day in this one because I saw it and it was a lot of the same moves. But the way that it's divided out is they're a little bit fewer reps, even though they're heavier. I can do that easier. Those bite size is easier for me. And so I absolutely love it. It's a great program. And I often don't feel like my upper body is completely sore the next day. I'm not doing enough reps or I'm not doing something the right way. And I have felt during this program, it has been amazing. Every time I have felt oh my gosh, I am super sore the next day in a good way, and I feel it and I love it. So can't recommend it enough.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, awesome. Then I'm definitely going to check that out because I'm right between. I just finished Dead on Deadlift, and so I've got to come up with a new one. And yeah,
That could be it.
my 14-year-old, 15-year-old.
Yeah.
He's almost 15. He is finishing up Go Big or Go Home. He's got one workout left.
Whew, I've heard some things. That's another one I'm scared of because people say that it's like you just feel completely exhausted at the end of every workout. Is he loving it? Is he doing great with it?
Yeah, he was doing a partner workout with my husband. So that was their opportunity to work out together every day, or not every
That's
day,
so
but
cool.
whenever, on the program.
Yeah.
And I think that's been amazing as well, is just the way it brings, like, it brought my friend and I together to do partner workouts. It, father son time. So it's been really great. But he did really like it, and he loved to tell me every day the next day, Mom, I'm hurting so bad. Yesterday was leg day. But he and I are on the same page but it's a good hurt. It's not a hurt like I hurt myself. It's a hurt like I did really awesome.
You did something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time you should tell him, I guess you didn't go big because you're home.
I know. You're so right. You're so right. But that is one. That's the one that kind of brought me to tears. Like it was tough. It's tough, but I was so proud when it was done.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet, and you should be, because I've heard that from a lot of people. Like it's a painful one, but like a good painful. Like you were saying.
Oh, you
like
feel totally
it's
strong.
a lot. Exactly.
Very much like Arnold.
Is
I hope you don't have a maid.
Jeez.
which do you think is your favorite program, or do you have one?
Favorite program? No, I love them all. Now I will say I am going to go back. I want to repeat Lean In, because that was one of the very first programs that I did, and I don't
Same.
think that I had the appreciation for it that I would now. So that's one of the things. And plus too, now when you repeat a program, it actually compares your current workout to the one that you did at the beginning.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes,
that's
it
interesting.
is
Yeah, I haven't
amazing, and
repeated.
it tells you how much more you lifted, how much more time under tension. It's great. And I think that's the one thing that's motivating me to go back and repeat, because I want to see those numbers.
Totally.
That's great. I didn't even
Although,
realize that.
I would think right now everybody has 100% time under tension.
Yes. True.
Nothing.
It's a little bit of a different.
Everything is tense right now.
I think she meant with the actual
I
weight.
see. That would make more sense in this context.
That's a really cool thing to know. I didn't realize. Have you tried the virtual group programs
No,
yet?
I really want to.
Me too. There's a group of people doing it on October 20th.
Okay.
I know there's a bunch of people doing it. That's a ways away though. So I wasn't sure if you'd gotten a chance to try it, because so many people have, and I haven't had a chance to. But I am super excited to try it. It looks really fun.
So, and if I understand, because it's brand new, so I
Right.
don't know exactly how it works, but I did see group workout. So, like, for instance, could you and I just work out together?
Yeah, it can be it's from 2 people up to 10 people. And so you can work out together. And so like you can't see each other on the camera, but you can, how you have your little avatars up there,
Yeah.
and you can see, so we could see each other like when you're done with the reps and how many reps you just did of that move. And then like if you get a PR, I would see that you just got a PR, and vice versa. And you like has a waiting room. So you stay in the waiting room, and then you enter the workout at the same time and progress through it at the same time. So it's almost exactly like your partner workout at home, but it's with up to 10 people at the same time.
I mean, I really think we should get a group together before October 20th. Even if
I'm
it's-
all in.
Hey,
I'm
even
in.
if it's
Let's
you
do
and
it.
I, we could even
Okay.
record it, and we could put it on your
Okay.
YouTube channel so everybody can see how awesome it is.
Awesome. I'm totally down with that.
I am.
But I do
I'm not
usually
kidding.
work out. Okay, well then let's do it.
Okay.
But I usually work out at like 6 a.m. my time. So I don't know what that's like for you. And we'll have to point. Suddenly she's out.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
We could do an afternoon, some night, whenever we don't have an interview. So I would be totally down with that, though.
Right.
I want to try it.
Or
so,
I would do
I'm
the early
totally-
morning for series. I'm on vacation
Okay.
this week. Remember, it's fall break.
It's fall break.
Right. So you guys get the whole week. Our kids only have like Friday and Monday. They had last Friday off, and then they have Monday off for their fall break. So you guys get the whole week.
We do. We get the whole week.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's not tell the kids. They'll be very upset.
No, let's
they-
tell them and rub it in.
I know, and
like to tease
it's pretty amazing. Actually, our schedule is really, really good. I think every couple of months we get a whole week off.
Oh,
That's nice.
It
my
is.
God.
Yeah.
It
I'm
is.
super jelly.
Yeah. So, do you have any advice for people just now getting a tonal?
Gosh, just jump in and do it. Don't be scared. And also, one thing is, it's okay to not finish one of your sets. And I think, when you're just starting out and you think, oh my gosh, I just can't, or you burn out, that's okay. And that's not losing, that's winning.
That's true. In a perfect world, you would go to failure on your last set at the very least. And so there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. And it's okay. And it will get easier. Actually, it won't get easier, but you will get stronger.
You will get stronger.
It won't get easier.
That weight will get easier, but the next weight won't get easier.
Right? And beware of leg day. Anytime it says leg day, just beware. No, and
Anytime
I think too,
Leg day?
don't be limited also by thinking that you're just a beginner. If you see a program that you really want to jump in with, or a coach, just adjust your weight.
That is very good advice, because especially for people who are just beginning, I could see them, that would be scary to go try. But I know my very first program that I did was an intermediate, and honestly, it's about the complexity of the move, not the weight, to your point. So adjust your weight if you need to. And you could technically start in advance today, but you might just need to pause a little more, or you might need to, watch the move a few more times.
Yes.
But as long as you can do it with good form, it's okay.
Yes. And also partner workouts. Partner workouts, that means you get some time to breathe. It's what
That's
it means.
true. That's true.
You get some time to relax for just a second and before you get back in. I don't know if you've not done the partner workouts or gotten used to those. I got used to those. And so when I went back to solo,
I bet
oh
that was a big rude awakening.
I mean, oh my gosh, poor Jackson, Pablo, Nicolette, it didn't matter. They all got just earfuls. Thank goodness they didn't hear me.
They can take it.
I know they
They're
can.
used
They're
to it, I'm
awesome.
sure.
They really are great. But yeah, I think, I love also the form at 5 and all of the different things that the tonal coaches do on our Facebook page. I think that's amazing. Just talking with them, and there's a move, and I can't think off the top of my head what they call. Actually, I think it's the lateral. Is it the lateral raise? Or it's the front raise. It's the front raise, because again, it's those muscles that I don't like to use a lot. But they had how to modify so that you felt successful with the move. So tune into the coaches. They are really, really great about making sure that they connect with you and help you if you're not really sure if you're hinging correctly, or if you're lifting something right, or you need to modify and you don't know how. And that's been awesome.
That is excellent advice. And for anybody out there listening who doesn't know where to find those, if you go to the official Tonal community and you look at the different tags, the topic tags, those are under, I believe it's form tips. And you can find those, and you can find a form in 5 about just about every move on Tonal. And if you see one and you're not finding the actual move on there, all you got to do is ask, and they will do one. They're awesome.
Yes.
The coaches, I love that they're still real enough to be able to talk to us.
Yes.
Like, they're not so busy and overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's not that it's not that the Peloton coaches aren't real. It's just they're not overwhelmed with people in
Exactly.
quite the same way.
Right.
Exactly. And Tonal's
Yet.
day is coming.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
coming.
they're on the same growth curve. It's just that they're a couple years behind.
Yeah.
And so there's a difference in time there. But my goodness, I cherish that they are able to answer questions. The other day, I was actually talking to Coach Pablo about my knee, because I was asking him about step ups, because when I use the bench for a step up, my knee tends to kind of cave in. My left knee caves in just a little bit, and it hurts the next day after step ups. And I have to really push myself through each one. But I have, I don't know if you remember the old workout called the Firm. Do you remember those? It was like a video that you could do on demand at home. Like, it was back in the day when you had VHS tapes. Okay, so I'm really dating myself here. Yeah. And I had these steps from then, because I was doing step aerobics all the time. And so I used the step to do the step up instead of using my bench, and it was like a game changer. Like, it was so much easier to do because it was a firm surface, not a squishy bench, and I could step up from behind instead of stepping up from the side, and it completely changed the move. But then I was worried, am I not getting the same benefit out of it? Like, if I'm stepping up from behind, am I not doing the same muscle, working the same muscle in the same way if I'm going to. So we had a whole conversation about that.
And he said,
well, actually, then he gave me all these tips about that I need to like stretch the fronts of my calves, which I didn't even know was a thing.
What?
You can, exactly.
you could stretch the front of it?
You're going to have to go back to that because I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so he sent me a little video, and you have to like sit down like on your knees, like you're just like have your feet underneath you, and you sit down on your knees, and it kind of stretches out the front of your calves. And it's not like an extreme stretch, like if you were to stretch your quads or anything like that. It's a different kind of stretch. But he said that can help because the fronts, it's like because I bike and run so much, he said that I'm probably tight in my quads or tight in my calves on the front side, and that is like putting a lot of pressure on my knee.
Oh, wow.
So he was basically like, you need to stretch all these areas to be able to step up easier. We never really addressed the actual but he didn't say like don't use the step. Like, he wasn't like, no, don't do that. He was more like, we need to fix this, we need to tweak this. And so I've been doing that, and time will tell if that helps or not. I don't know. So far it's been the same, and it's been like 3 days, so I don't know yet.
That's really great, though.
Watch this space.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I guess before we go, where can people find you on social media if you would like to be found?
Oh, sure. Well, you can find me. I'm just Diane Trantham on Facebook. And then, of course, there's Sagwagon Swag. You can join our group where we have some fun and we have some sales and stuff like that. But on Instagram, you can find Sagwagon Swag there, too. And also, I'm on there, I think. So, but I'm more of a Facebook person, so you can find me on Facebook.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, Tom doesn't do Instagram. Like, he's on there, but he doesn't really
do Twitter a little bit, but I have an Instagram account, but I always tell people, like, I'm a waste to follow. I don't post anything. It's not worth doing.
So he's like you. He's more of a Facebook person.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed it so much. After hearing you all so often, it's so much fun to be included.
Well, thank you. And I will reach out and ask you when you would like to do our group workout. That sounds like fun.
That sounds like so much fun. I cannot wait. So I'm going to expect you to reach out.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. So I guess that brings this one to a close. What, pray tell, do you have in store for people next time?
We are going to talk to Nick Utter next time, and we are going to talk to him all about how you can be a heavy lifter and still get a ton of use out of the tonal.
Awesome. Well, until next time, where can people find you?
People can find me at facebook.com/Crystal D. O'Keefe. They can find me on Instagram or Twitter at ClipOutCrystal.
And you can find me on Twitter at Roger Kubert or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/Superset Podcast. Remember, wherever you're getting your podcasts from, be sure and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And that's it for this one. So thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep lifting.
Smart training, there you are. Customize, make it right. AI, form and vibe. Superset will show you what it's all about. It's a tonal workout.
The Superset is made possible in part by support from Tonal.